Welcome back, folks, to This, That, and the Other. I'm Jody.
You just took my words.
And
I'm Amanda.
She is Amanda. I didn't know if you were going to say it or not.
What's up?
What's up with you?
Nothing.
What's going on this week? What's going on today? Anything?
I've just chilled.
You've chilled?
I've been up your honey.
You were actually, I was proud of you because you kind of sounded excited about doing the podcast today. And then as it got closer, because we never really know when we're going to do this thing. We just try and squeeze
I don't like
time.
doing this late. It's on Saturday. I want to be done.
I know. We were doing it on Thursdays. Then it got pushed to Friday. And then it got pushed to Saturday. And there's been a couple of Sundays.
I will not do another Sunday.
And when it's on Sunday, I have to edit and get it published before midnight. It's a struggle bus. But as the day went by today, yeah, you were around me all day while I was doing some chores. And it seemed like that flame that I saw for the podcast, I don't know if you just built me up by talking about it, and then now that it got closer, and now it's like...
You were being mean to me, so you lost points, remember?
That flame has fizzled.
You built up some points, and then you lost them.
I don't even see an amber. Nothing's glowing. If it was dark right now, I don't see orange in that fire. It's out.
I'm out.
So what'd you help me do today?
Work on your trailer.
Work on my trailer? You watched me work on my trailer?
I watched you work. Well, I had something to do. I got a nail party going on tonight, so I was getting it ready. So, I mean, I sat out there with you while you worked on your work trailer.
Up on the roof of it.
I sat in the truck, and now my legs were out of the truck. I sat in the passenger seat facing my legs outside, and the top of my legs got burnt. Not the bottoms of them, but the top of them. It's crazy.
Like if you were to lay out to get sun, your thighs have always
my thighs.
Will get sun, but the rest
bottom.
of your legs, nothing.
So now I'm going to have to self-tan and make it look. Not that anybody's going to see my thighs.
Yeah.
That ain't where I want the sun.
Is self-tanning a popular thing?
Yes.
Let me ask you.
I think it's more popular now.
Okay, I know people do lay out. I think there's less people that lay out now. Is tanning beds... Is that, I know they still have tanning beds, but I'm just saying, is that a thing of the past, or is that still really popular?
I don't know. I like to go to tanning beds, but I don't like to go to tanning beds because I don't want to get that cancer stuff.
Is that a for sure thing?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no different than anything else that we do in life.
Than laying out in the sun.
Oh, yeah. You know, we used to put...
The self-tan's better.
I used to put, like, baby oil on, like, my arms sometimes.
What we used to put on your hair?
Sun in.
To give you some blonde.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fabio.
Do they still do that? Can you still buy sun in?
I don't know if you can or not.
Times change, and then I don't pay attention.
Let me get you some next week on grocery
No.
order.
No. Will it cover this gray?
It might. It might make it shine.
That would be horrible. Let's not do that. But no, I was just wondering if tanning beds were... Because you can kind of tell people that do tanning beds, especially on the off season. Like when it's not summer and people are dark. But what about the self-tan? What about the spray tan? You know, when you... I've
never gotten a spray tan, but I asked Brandy, my friend, if she had ever gotten one. I thought about getting one, but I don't know. I've seen several ladies. They look real good, but I don't know. I self-tan at home with my company I work for now, so I just hate to take the time to do it.
The stuff is green, is it not, when it's in the bottle?
Yeah, when you spray it on your tanning mitt, it looks a little green, and you put it on your legs, but it's not. Or you say it looks good.
So you're putting it on a mitt, and you just rub it wherever you want to tan. And if you don't rub it in good, or if you miss a spot, it's very noticeable, or can you get by with... I know
sometimes you can get by with it. Just depends. You need a kabuki brush.
No clue what that is.
Get you another sip of your Pepsi there.
Hold on. Okay.
Kabuki brush is a little brush that blends it out. How do we get on tanning
Too
topics?
high tech for me. I don't know. I just remember used to laugh. So, leading up to that, what's the pros and cons of living on the lake?
I don't know. I can probably think of more cons than I can pros.
I don't
like the cold weather. When it's cold out here because the wind blows.
So when it's wintertime, it's
horrible.
It's colder here because you never know about the wind. It can be blowing what seems like 30 miles an hour, and then when you leave the house, the wind is not blowing anywhere else. So it's just here.
Yeah. Then in the summertime, it's too crowded. I don't like all the hooping and hollering that goes. So springtime, right about now, is probably good, where we can go outside and there's still not many people here.
So let's just do all the negatives first. It's cold. It's extra cold in the winter. It's windy. I wouldn't say all the time, but there's a constant breeze most of the time. Which any time when it's not summer, that's not pleasant.
I don't know. I guess that's maybe all.
Just the cold and the wind?
Yeah, maybe so.
The geese. Geese have seemed to be more of a problem here lately.
Why are they a problem?
Well, you used to not see any geese. And it seems like every year you're starting to see more and more. But I just say because they do flybys all the time.
Flybys?
Yeah. And they get in the yard sometimes. And then sometimes you open up the door and there's 30 of them in the yard. And they're messy. They poop everywhere. Even though the baby ones are...
But it's funny to watch the dogs chase them.
Yeah. We've got some videos of the dogs chasing after them. And that honking noise they make, they're loud. Like if you wanted to sleep in on a Saturday morning or whatever, sometimes...
like that alarm clock that went off this morning 3 times before you ever turned it off. I'm going to sleep in. I ain't even going to set an alarm. 6 o'clock. I'm like, oh.
Afraid I'm going to miss something. Got to get the day started.
Oh.
And that's sleeping late for me. Because it's usually 3:05.
But it's not for me.
Yeah. So I got almost 3 extra hours. Well, I went to bed later. And I went to bed after... It's like
11:30.
Yeah.
You got into some movie.
Yeah, I was watching Rebel Moon on Netflix. I made the mistake that I started watching the second one. I got like 15 minutes into that. And
why didn't you look to see if the first one was on there?
It wasn't trending. It didn't show like on new releases or whatever on there. And then last night it showed as trending. I was like, oh my goodness. So I started watching the first one and got involved in it. At least I think the 30 minutes of it that I watched, 20 minutes of that I was dozing. But anyway, back to the pros for living on the lake. Is there any?
You can get in the water whenever you want to.
I know some of the negative stuff. Some of the wildlife you might see that you don't like.
Yeah, that's a negative.
Yeah, but
you could see that anywhere though.
Yeah, and you would think you'd see more snakes living on the water, but we really don't. Of course, the incident that we had with you getting bit by the copperhead, that's just one of those things that could happen anywhere. I don't think the water had anything to do with that, but I very seldom see any kind of water snakes. But one of the pros is I feed catfish in the brim. Sometimes there's carp that come up. I got turtles. I got about 11 turtles that come up.
We kayak before it gets busy.
Yeah. Got ducks that I feed. I got all this wildlife that comes up. And I take videos of all that and post it on YouTube, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we kayak. I try, and when the summer comes, I try and kayak like 4 times a week. And then you finally, last year, you've really gotten into it and you've really enjoyed it. It's really good exercise, as long as the wind's not blowing. And there was one incident last year when we went on,
we went too far.
We
went too far.
I try not to go when it's extremely hot, and it was like 98 degrees or something. And I was really wondering if we were going to make it back alive.
Going wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
coming back.
Well, the good thing about it was we had a little bit of that breeze in our face coming back, but that also meant that we were going to be slower because we were fighting that wind. Mm-hmm. But it being so hot, even though we did take water, it was bad to where I was like, I don't know. I might just hop up on one of these boat houses and walk up to these people. Yeah, we do know people that lived. We passed by their house, and I told Amanda, I said, "You think we can just get out, leave our kayaks at their house, and let them drive us home? Because I don't know if we can do this."
They would totally do it.
Yeah. We've also seen, there's a plane that would land out here on the water. So.
Oh, we kayaked during the poker run last year. I'm sure not many people know what the poker run is on the lake.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I know it.
They do it for charity, don't they?
Yeah. A guy got killed on the water out here.
Yeah, and somehow they go to different boat docks and get cards.
Yeah, there's so many that's involved in it. Yeah. So you've got like I don't know how it works.
I don't know exactly how it works.
I guess you've got a map of what boat docks are involved in this, and you drive. Or I don't know if each person's supposed to go to specific houses or if you hit them all. I don't know, but it's pretty neat.
We got in the middle of it and just watched them.
Yeah, bunch of boats, and we're in kayaks. It was smart.
That wasn't too bad though. We stayed up against the bank.
Yeah, but one of the main houses had a fire department truck in their yard and had
the big old flag.
Yeah, had the ladder all the way out and had the American flag flying. That was cool. I'm all about that. That's what I say about the government. There's only one thing, or there's two things I expect out of the government. One is our safety, and the other one is if they're going to give us anything free, I expect a flagpole and a flag. One free flag every year for every American citizen. That's all that I want from the government.
Have you got that yet?
No, I mean, I'm just in my head. That's what I'm saying.
I had to buy you a flag.
I don't want nothing from them, but I would say, hey, you're going to be proud to be in this country, and we're going to give you a flag. What are you showing me there on that phone? I just hit the microphone.
I'm showing you that your boys are about to be home, and you're probably going to hear some noise.
Okay. You might want to text him. We got Nicholas went and picked up our pizzas for the night, and he picked up his best friend, and so they'll be home here in a minute. And I didn't let him know that we'll be recording, so we got to give them a heads up so they don't hoop and holler when they walk in the house.
We should have Josh on here one day, and he can play the guitar.
Yeah.
He can sing for us.
Nicholas's friend Josh, he's learned the guitar. He sings. He's gotten really good. He'd do it.
I'm taking some days off next week. I think we should take off from the podcast. Or maybe I should just start recording and you can just splice it together.
I think, every week when we're about to do this, that's the first thing out of Amanda's mouth is, we're going to take this week off. And
skipping a week.
We're not skipping a week.
He won't let me off,
No.
y'all. He's a slave driver.
Just a little bit of effort. That's all I want. Just a little bit of effort.
You always want me to come up with something to talk about. I don't know what to talk about.
I just want some ideas.
I can talk about nails all day long.
Speaking of
this TikTok thing I want to get going.
Speaking of nails, I don't know any of the fellas out there, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but does anybody's wives, their toes, can they be maneuvered like fingers? Because Amanda's toes can move in all kinds of directions. I've never seen anything. It's amazing.
Jody cannot move his toes at all.
I can't.
Okay.
I can move mine. You act like I'm.
You can't.
Yeah, I can move, but I'm I can't physically tell.
I can hold. You know how you hold hands? I can hold feet. Like you hold hands. I can hold my own feet.
That's strange.
I can pick up stuff. I can pinch you too.
I think you can pinch harder with your toes than you can with your thumb and index finger.
My granny taught me well.
I don't think that's a learned art though. I think you're born with that right there because I can't tell myself.
I can cross my toes.
Yeah.
See, I can cross my big toe over my second toe.
It's unbelievable what I'm seeing right now.
I can do backwards. I can cross the second toe over the big toe.
I feel like I need Guinness's Book of World Records here right now to see what I'm witnessing.
All right, let's stop talking about feet. Know. Somebody wants some pictures of it, and I'll have to sell some pictures.
You're right. There's those people.
I could make us some money, though. I bet I could make us some money.
What, pictures of your feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay away from that.
Freaky.
Yeah. But yeah, I always thought, I just wondered if there's other people, with that ability or disability. I don't know.
Well, my granny could.
Well, apparently it's handed down generation after generation, right?
Yeah, I think my mama could.
Really?
I think so.
Y'all sit around and discuss toe
when
stuff?
when I was little, I stayed with my granny a lot, and so she was in this little apartment, and I always slept with her, and she would always pinch me. So she would just start showing me. She started showing me how to do it.
That's kind of mean, ain't it?
It was mean.
That is,
She
yeah.
was not mean.
Now, I know when Nicholas was younger, was his middle two toes, were they not kind of webbed?
They're webbed. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has webbed toes.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm not
No,
talking
they're
about,
not bad at
not like a
all.
duck.
No.
Not that, but are they still like that?
I ain't looking at them feet. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just wondered, now that we're talking about that. What else you got?
I don't got nothing.
Hey, let me ask you this right here.
Here we go. Here's Jody's questions.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you some questions.
We're going to go
okay?
questions today, guys.
How do you feel about pranks?
I don't like them. I like to watch them, but if you do them to me, I'm going to get mad at you.
So you would prefer to, well, I mean, if you don't like them, does that mean you just don't want to be involved with it, period?
Yeah.
Or would you be like, you know what, I would like to get back at this person, or
I don't want to be involved in them.
So would a prank be considered something like, boo, I jump out at you?
No, that's a scare.
So
you
nothing
do it all
like
the
that.
time, and you make me so mad. I'm going to punch you one day.
So a prank wouldn't be like if I told you to go out and get something, and when you came back in, I scared you because I was behind
I
something?
don't know. Maybe.
I would do that. I like scaring you.
I know.
Yeah.
And I know you're there.
It's fun scaring you. Hey, let me tell you something last night. So last night we had to paint. We had to, I think we talked about this last week. We were trying, our children's department at church, we are painting. And it's been a long process, several weeks. And we've just helped on the tail end of it. But 2 days this week, we've gone down there and helped. Tuesday night, which was several hours long. And then last night, we finished it up. And as we're leaving, we have these birds. They're called barn swallows. And I don't know if you've ever been anywhere that you'll see, there's just these birds, they'll just dive bomb you. They build these their nests are like little mud nests. I don't know what you call them.
Mud huts?
Mud hut?
I don't know. For some reason that came to my mind, but I don't know why.
It did mine too, but I didn't want to say it because I said, that ain't right.
You know me, I'll just say it. Who cares?
So at night, they'll just perch on anything and you can get close to them. So one of them was on the outside light of the main door going into our children's department. And it's dark. And I looked up and I saw it and I was like, you know what, I can reach up there and I think I can grab that. And that's what I told Amanda and Jania. And when I went to reach it and I almost had it, it flew off and it flew towards Jania. And I wouldn't have done this if I'd have known Jania apparently was deathly scared.
It's not like birds.
Yeah, she freaked out. I'm talking like screamed where I figured somebody probably called 911 because they heard a lady, screaming for help in the distance. But it was so funny, so funny. But yeah, I don't like pranks. I would love to pull a prank on somebody. But I don't think I would, just for the simple fact I do not want a prank pulled on me because I wouldn't be a good sport about it. You think?
Yeah, you're not a good sport.
You don't think I'd be a good sport?
No.
Not at all.
Nicholas don't like when you scare him.
I scare Nicholas
He
and
gets
he gets so mad. So mad.
Fighting man.
Yeah. I don't blame him, though. But I don't think I would do many scares or anything now because I feel because of our age, I don't want to give anybody a heart attack. That always crosses my mind now if I, scare somebody. That'd be terrible. All right. Let me ask you this. How many unread emails do you have currently?
57.
You just know that number?
Yes, because I hate that little number on my phone, and I just looked, and I'm like, oh, I got to check my emails.
So you're right?
Yeah, 57. You
know
see?
what? You know what's funny?
57.
I've got 58. Is that not funny?
Yeah.
So what do you prefer when what's better for you and what do you prefer? Texting, calling, or emailing?
Texting. I don't like you to call me because I hate.
Well, fine. I won't call you again.
I hate holding the phone. If I'm at work, you call me on my cell phone, and I hate holding the cell phone to talk. I'll talk if you call the landline.
What do you mean you hate holding the?
I don't know. I
Just holding it up to your ear?
Yeah, I don't.
Because you don't mind holding it in that hand all day long looking at it.
At work, I have this thing on my phone that I can just prop it on my shoulder and I can still type and work and all that. And I don't know. I don't like talking on the cell phone. I like talking on a landline better, but how many people still have landline?
I know, nobody does, at your house.
Your mama does.
Yeah.
I think your older people do.
Yeah. I probably would.
Why?
I don't know. I think to me it would be...
got rid of it a long time ago.
But it's kind of like if, say like my cell phone or provider, if we decided to change and go with another one, I wouldn't do it because I don't want to change my number.
It's a hassle.
Well, I don't want to change my number.
You can take your number with you.
Are you sure about that?
Yep. Joshua did.
Is that just a new thing the last few years?
No.
Or it's always been like that? I don't think you've always been able to carry your number with you.
I think so.
All right.
When we changed my dad's over, he carried his number.
Oh, did he? I did not know that. Let me move that mic over a little bit.
Yeah, would you make some noise there?
I know, right? How come sometimes when you write a word, it doesn't look right? You know what I'm talking about?
That's all the time. That's all the time for me.
So what do you do when it doesn't look right? How do you...
I text it to somebody.
That's exactly...
Most of the time you.
That's what I do, which I don't
send it.
I don't send it, but I go to my text and I go in there and I type it in just to make sure it's right.
Or if I'm typing on the computer, I love the computer because it underlines it in red. Then you click on it and it shows you the right way.
How lazy are we?
I don't know.
I mean, that's the problem. That's why we can't learn anything, because we have things that fix
I like
anything we have.
At my age now, I like it.
That's what they said too about imagination. Stuff like that is going away because we've got our technology now that we can Google it.
That AI.
Yeah.
Because you can do anything with that AI.
You just go in there and
I start writing on Facebook and then I can go click AI and it'll rewrite it. If I want it exciting, it'll make it more exciting.
So Facebook has that?
Yep.
So I have a Facebook account, but very seldom do I get on there. I never get on there and just scroll and see.
So my job is I work at the church, the administrative assistant. And so I create the bulletins and kind of stuff like that. So I created in this program called Canva. Well, you can do AI in Canva too. It'll rewrite whatever you've written. So that's what I do that all the time. Because I know what I want to say, and what I want to say is not correct, and it'll fix it, and it'll sound better.
Do you mean to let the people out there in the podcast world know a little secret?
Oh, no.
About this?
Oh, that's not good.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. So there's an AI program that we use through this podcast that generates 5 titles for the episode that we can pick from if we want to. And it also writes a 3-paragraph description about the whole episode.
So do kids use that for school too?
Yes, they do. Yeah. So,
teachers have got to know that too. I mean,
But it's amazing because when I download an episode, within 5 minutes, bam.
How's it do it?
I've got all, and it also, you know what it also does? It writes the transcript of every word that we say, which is scary for me because I talk so country.
How does it do it?
I don't know.
How's it know to...
It writes every single word that we say, puts it in the speaker 1, speaker 2 form, and then the titles, and then the 3-paragraph description, and a few other things, and it's like, wow. So that's my little secret.
So Jody's not that creative when y'all see that out there.
So if you read the description, you see all those big words.
How many people read the description?
There's several.
Nah, I think they read the first sentence or two to see what it's about.
Listen, there are people out there that...
That's why we have AI. They'll fix that.
That's right. That go in and they don't listen to the podcast. They read the transcripts of these podcasts. So we're one, it's called Podcast Notes, that we're a part of, and you can go in there and we've got some, and it's called a download, even though it's not really a download. Well, I guess it is, but we've got several listeners or downloads off of Podcast Notes, so people do it. I couldn't do that. I cannot understand. I've even tried to read what we've said, and it's very confusing to me to try and keep up. So I don't know how anybody can just choose to do that. I don't know. It's just something I couldn't do. And maybe that's like watching the movie or reading the book of something, you know? I don't know if I could read the book of something. I'd rather watch the movie.
Now, when I do make my TikTok videos, I use captions because, more people...
What is it? What do you mean captions?
Captions. So you put captions on there and it writes out what you say.
Oh, yeah.
So more people are listening to it in silent or watching in silent. And if you have it on your screen, then they'll stay instead of just scrolling if you don't have that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say,
screen.
is because if I've ever been on there before...
You turn it down to where you can't
Yeah, and
hear
if I
it.
don't have the volume up, and I'll read it. As long as it's not going too fast, there's some speeds that... Hey, especially like on these movies, when they put like a paragraph on there telling you when a movie starts, what it's about. And it's like, you have to speed read.
Yeah, I'm not a speed reader.
Yeah, and it's like you're halfway through the paragraph, and then it goes off. You're like, what? So you might have to rewind it and pause it so you can read it off. All right. This question right here, I'm kind of afraid to ask it, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
You're going to get fired.
No, you'll enjoy it. I won't enjoy it. At what point in your life do you lose your fashion sense?
Oh, yours is gone.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Yours has been gone. I try, and I try, and I try.
But why do you say that my fashion's... I think I'm not wearing...
How many old men wear slides and socks?
You say old man. I'm not that old. I am 48 for anybody that doesn't know. So if you're in your 20s, you would consider me old. But if you're like in your 40s, I'm not old.
Okay.
Well, you know what? You're pretty close to my age, so if I'm old, you're old.
There's 4 years difference.
Okay. So what about... I think you crossed your eyes when you did that.
And dotted my teeth.
Yeah, I'm not looking at you right now. You did something. You did something.
Oh, yes. Last week, I done the wrong noise for the movie. For what movie was we talking about?
We were talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and you went diddly diddly.
And that's not that. That's Wayne's World.
No, that's Wayne's World.
You texted me and said that's Wayne's World. What made you think of that? Did you look it up?
No, it just hit me. I was going down the road because it bothered. Because when you did that, I was like, "What is that off of?" But I didn't know at the time, right or wrong.
So diddly 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 is Wayne's World.
Yeah,
not
sounds just like it too.
What is it? What?
Bill and Ted's.
Oh yeah,
Excellent
Bill and
Adventure.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, because they just said excellent, right? Excellent.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
It ain't worth remembering.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So I don't have New Balance white shoes. So
if they were on sale, you would get them.
So I haven't lost my fashion sense yet. I wear Hey Dudes. Is that losing your fashion sense?
No.
I wear stylish boots from time to time. Have I lost my fashion sense?
You say they're stylish.
Well, tell me what I've lost. If you're over there saying I'm old and I've just lost it.
Your slides just get me and Nicholas both.
All right, so you say slides, no socks.
No slides at all.
I say slides.
Flip-flops.
But it's got to be black socks. No white socks. I just had a conversation with, on my other podcast with 2 other guys. Anyway, the guy on there, we jumped on one of the guys because...
He's cheating on me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not cheating because I told you.
No.
So it's an open relationship when it comes to podcasts. He wears white socks all the time, no matter, what. Now, they're not knee-high, but I'm just saying white socks. And I'm like, I don't own a pair of white socks. And the other guy didn't. Josh and Spencer. Spencer doesn't wear or own white socks either. So... I think that makes a big difference.
Y'all used to?
Oh, yeah, when it was...
A long time ago.
Because that was fine. Things change, and you go with the changes, right? Kind of. I don't wear jeans with all the holes in them like everybody. That, to me, is the stupidest thing ever.
You don't like my jeans with holes?
I love the jeans that you wear. I just don't like everybody else's. How about that? I'm not going with I'm not going with a trend like that. I'm not going with the fanny pack over the shoulder that women wear, even guys wear. What's it called?
That's a sling.
Sling bag?
That's a crossbody.
Crossbody. Don't men wear crossbodies too? Some?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, guess what? I'm not
You
going
wear a
for
fanny
it.
pack.
I do not wear a fanny pack.
You would.
You know what? I like the idea of a fanny pack, but there's no way that I could wear a fanny pack. Nothing against people that wear them. That's fine. I just don't think I could pull it off. But I do like the convenience of the way it would be.
I love it.
You know, I might would wear one if I could wear it under my shirt and it'd be like tucked away.
That'd be uncomfortable.
Well, it might be, but yeah, you could just put all your stuff in there. That would be, yeah.
I love it.
It'd almost be like a man purse, but it's just attached to you, to your waist. So anyway, back to the slides. I like slides. I used to wear flip-flops. I've done away with the flip-flops, and I just throw these slides. If I'm going outside, I throw a pair of my slides on, except, my slides did cost me one time. You know what I'm about to talk about?
Yes.
What?
Another fire story.
A fire story. Another?
Oh, have we not talked about the other one?
No.
Oh, my bad. Next week, join us.
Well, I'll have to think about if I can even talk about that other fire story because it might be too soon.
Okay.
To talk about it because it's... but anyway, so yeah, I was burning leaves and all that a couple of years ago, and we got a sweet gum.
What?
A sweet gum tree. And, it's those little balls, little spiky balls that fall off there. Anyway, so the fire is on just a little bit of an incline or whatever, and I was walking by right there, and I stepped on one or a few of those little sweet gum balls, and I fell sideways. With my elbow went straight down into the fire. And the fire wasn't going. All it was hot ash. I mean, but it was hot.
It was bad enough, though.
Yeah, but when I got out of it about as quick as I got into it.
All because of the slides.
All because of the slides. I slipped and slid.
The slides had no traction.
Yep. And so...
I'm looking at 3 pair of slides right now in this room.
That's right.
3 pair of slides.
2 of them. One of them is outside slides. The other pair is I wear here and there. And the other ones are my newest. And I just wear them occasionally. So, anyway, so I burned my arm. Didn't really realize it was that bad. I came inside and told you, hey, just letting you know, I burnt my arm. It ain't really, it's fine and all that. But by that night, it was
bad.
It was bad, and it took a while. We were actually putting something, it was
the wrong stuff on it or something.
We're putting triple ointment.
And they said not to.
And then we found out because that was making it worse. Mm-hmm. And it looked horrible. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But
that's not the worst burn I've seen. My dad, back when I was a teenager, my stepmom was cooking, and she had left the grease in an iron skillet on the stove, and it caught a fire. And he just grabbed that thing and chunked it out the door, and all that grease came back on his arm. Oh, that was bad.
So it just got all over his arm? Arm?
Yeah, hand and arm, and he had to go have it debrided.
Excuse me?
You know, where they take all the dead skin off?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's called something. Oh, that looks so bad. It's still... Have you not seen the scars?
I've never paid attention, no. I guess
yeah, he's got bad scars from that. That was bad. That was scary.
All right, let me ask you maybe one more. All right. Are bumper stickers a thing of the past?
Yeah, I don't like bumper stickers.
I'm not asking you if you like them. But I'm just asking to begin with, what do you think? Are they a thing in the past? Do you see many of them?
No.
We've transitioned, I think, from the bumper sticker
to the window cling.
To the window.
Cling.
Cling. Is it not a sticker? Window sticker?
I don't know.
What's a cling?
A cling you can take off. A sticker's going to stick on there, and you're not going to be able to just take it off.
I know what a sticker is.
A window cling is a...
Like a static thing?
Yeah.
You sure?
Kind of thing.
Have you got any on yours?
No. I don't think so.
So what is it that I've got on mine?
You got vinyl on yours.
Vinyl. I have a big old vinyl American flag on my whole back glass. Mm-hmm. God bless America. Patriotic. If you're not patriotic, you're un-American.
What are you?
You're un-American.
Oh,
get out.
American.
That's all I got to say.
Say yeah.
I bet I won't get on that.
Yeah, let's don't get you on that.
But I just noticed that the other day. I was like, do they even make bumper stickers? I don't know if they make them, but do you really see them? And is it because we've transitioned from that real steep, hard metal bumper to where everything's plastic, and now we just feel we have to put it on? Or are we trying to get it more eye level? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know.
All right, this is my last question. Do you flash your lights at oncoming traffic if you pass a cop that's like on the side of the road doing like checking for speed?
Nope, I don't.
Just like that.
You shouldn't be speeding.
You're not going to give anybody a heads up?
No. So, okay, I used to, but then I heard it. So, like if it was a roadblock or something, and you're giving somebody that's drinking and driving, you're giving them a heads up. Why? They need to get to that so the cops can get them off the road.
What are you talking about? I'm just talking about there's a cop set up on the side of the road. And when
and if somebody's drinking and driving, then no, I just don't give them a heads up because I feel like...
All right.
I just feel like...
So the 3 or 4 cars that you might pass after you've passed...
Why you got to give them a heads up? They shouldn't be doing nothing.
Can I talk?
You didn't get a heads up when you got...
Can I talk? Can I talk?
No.
So the cop on the side of the road, you pass him. So maybe the 3 or 4 cars that you're going to pass, and there's a point too that you get so far if you do shine your bright lights at people to let them know. You get to a certain point so far away that you kind of stop because you're not giving them that heads up anymore. But so out of those 4 cars, you're thinking that one of those or all those might be drunk drivers?
You never know.
But don't you think it's like your civil duty to...
I don't.
Or civic duty?
I don't. Why do you think that? Why do you think you should?
Well, I love cops.
I know you do.
But I also love my neighbor. And I'm like, hey, we're in this together.
You shouldn't be speeding.
True. But, hey, if I can save them $200...
It's like cheating on a test. You shouldn't cheat on a test.
What is it they say? If you ain't cheating, you're cheating yourself?
I never heard that one.
I just heard that a few days ago.
You just made that one up.
No, we just heard that.
You just made that one up.
Heard that at church, by the way.
Wow. Let's keep names out of this.
Oh, that wasn't the sermon. That was just an offside talking. So, yeah, I can't believe you.
I don't.
What if I'm coming? You're not even going to give me a heads up.
No. I just wave at you and go on by.
That's pretty sorry.
I know. I'm the best.
Well, how about that?
How about that?
All right.
We done?
Anything else? Yeah, I know you're over there counting the minutes.
Well, we got food out there and I'm ready to eat.
I know.
I didn't cook this week,
but
did I?
Did I
cook this week?
No, we have not been home.
I know. Like I planned my meals because I didn't even buy groceries. So we had D-Now last weekend.
Which is, explain what that is, in case people don't know.
Discipleship.
Like training.
Yeah. Where our youth go to different houses. I mean, they stay at somebody's house and they do Bible lessons. And so I didn't cook any that weekend because we were going to be at the church. So we had food. Sunday. What we do Sunday?
Recorded a podcast after we got out of the church. Went back to church.
I don't even remember eating Sunday.
She's struggling over there.
I sure am. I can't think. Oh, I might have done fish sticks for y'all one night.
Ooh.
That's a big meal.
I think every time we talk about food, it sounds like all this junk food and all that stuff. But we really do eat good food.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. But Tuesday we painted. We ate lasagna at the church.
Oh, yeah. Jania made us lasagna.
Jania made some sure enough good lasagna.
Mm-hmm. So I knew we wouldn't be eating then.
Wednesday church.
Wednesday is church. We had meatloaf. So I knew we wouldn't eat food then. Thursday we had fish sticks and shells and cheese.
Thursday I had a meeting at church.
You had a meeting at church.
That's right. So you just threw some fish sticks.
So I just threw it in there so we could hurry up and have something.
So I ate just a little bit of it and then the rest of it when I got back home.
Yesterday.
Friday we left.
You just fend for yourself.
Well, no, Friday.
Oh, no, we painted.
Went back to the church and painted till 9:30 last night.
So we didn't eat? What did we eat? This is bad, y'all.
I ate leftover fish
Oh,
sticks.
yeah.
That's because you made a mess of fish sticks, let me tell you.
I did. I made too many.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, so I didn't tell you this, but while we're at church painting.
It's funny how we were going to end this thing, and now she's got her second win. Go.
We were at church painting, and I get a text from Nicholas that says, "Hey, we should try out this taco truck." And I said, "What taco truck are you talking about?"
You didn't tell me this.
I just said I didn't tell you.
Oh, I thought you meant everybody.
No. He said this taco truck down here past all the...
Hey, let me interrupt you 1 second. How come is it that... I'm sorry.
I'm done.
She's got her forehead in the microphone with her eyes closed, shaking her head. How come is it that he texts me some things and it's like the important stuff y'all two are talking? I get the dumb stuff and y'all get the important stuff. I'd like to be involved in a taco truck conversation.
Well, give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so he's like, "Why don't we go to this taco truck?" And I'm like, "Okay, we can sometime." He said, "Oh, it's good." I said, "What?" "Yeah, him and Dakota went." I said, "Will you get me something?" "I don't have any more cash, and they only take cash. I had a big steak burrito, and it was good." "Why are you telling me? If you ain't gonna get me something, don't tell me."
Why do they only take cash?
That's smart. They ain't gotta claim it.
Hush your mouth.
Oops.
Don't say nothing like that.
Oops.
Shame on them.
Shame on
How
them.
dare them?
They don't want to pay those charges you got to pay for the credit card stuff.
Okay. So they're claiming it, right?
Yeah, they claiming it.
Right. Okay.
They don't want to pay them charges that you got to pay
That makes sense now.
to use.
Right. Claim every cash dollar that you get,
Yes,
folks.
So, yeah, Nicholas tried the taco truck last night.
That's nice.
Loser.
Yeah.
I hope he listens to this.
Oh, you can forget that. I've asked him to listen to this. I've asked him to be a part of it. I've asked him to follow it. I've asked him to just let it play. Don't even listen so I can get a download off of it. You think I can get any of that? Nope. So, that's fine.
All right. Well, maybe we'll slow down this next week.
I hope so, because my recliner sure is missing me.
Yeah.
And I'm missing it. And this little dog right here sure is missing laying in my lap in evening times. But he's doing a good job of laying there by himself right now.
He sure is.
Sawing log, both of them. They are sawing logs.
His eyes are open.
He's listening.
Yeah.
He knows I'm talking about him.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got.
What should the people do?
Like, follow, comment, all the good stuff.
Email us. Hit that notification.
Thumbs up.
That's right.
You know what to do.
Answer that question after you listen. What do you think about this episode? Put something good in there. Put something bad in there. It don't matter. We'll read it either way.
All right, folks. Hope y'all have a good week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.